welcome. I think, at least, still the Rob Noerr show. No, wait, that's not it. Normal America show. What am I doing? I got hacks on the brain. Host Rob Noerr. It's going to be a different show tonight. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming. There's not going to be a lot of politics discussion. This is going to be personal drama, baby. The whole stream. Buckle up. Are you prepared to learn about crypto? The dark world of hacking? Boomers clicking links they shouldn't? Buckle up, baby. This is the show for you. I have a story to tell. It's one that's been weighing heavy on my heart. And I hope you all appreciate it. As we have updates so shocking in my X account being hacked, I don't even think you'll believe me. I think you're going to be like, bullshit. This can't be true. And maybe I'll never be able to prove it to you. But I hope by the end of this week, in fact, by Wednesday evening, I hope to bring you resolution. It's gonna be crazy. This story's crazy. It's crazy. But before we start, did I ever tell you about the blockchain, trucks, crypto? Just check it out.
Dollar on my mind, Naja on my plate. On my little phone, I dey buy a stage. Study with small change that I bundle. Now my wallet heavy like Toyota Tundra. Neighbors in my house say, who be this uncle? I say, na small internet also no wahala. I shout, yes sir! When the chart go higher, eating fried plantain with American swagger. My mama asks, you sure say this thing legal? I say, mommy relax, I be digital eagle. Cryptocurrency, turn me to big baller. From one small room to mansion with crawler. New thunder outside, see the paint color. Everybody shout, I'ma send me the dollar. Cryptocurrency, money just a shower. 100,000 plus every blessed hour. I dey thank God, I dey thank my root. And now why my laugh on they sound like power. My guy dey vex say, teach me that thing. I say, first buy data make a hearing. He say, Omo, you can't dey speak for him. I say, bro, na accent of the winning team. I dey chop suya, but I talk like cowboy. Howdy, partner. As I count my coins, the state agent look me like I be envoy. I pay out right, man, no fi hide enjoy. Cryptocurrency, turn me to big baller. From one small room to mansion with crawler. New thunder outside, see the paint color. Everybody shout, I'ma send me the dollar. Cryptocurrency, money just a shower. 100,000 plus every blessed hour. I dey thank God, I dey thank my root. And now why my laugh when they sound like power. From Okada to Tundra. From neighbor generator to solar. From who you be to saw, we hell ya. Or become my coin to Zangala. Cryptocurrency, turn me to big baller. From one small room to mansion with crawler. New thunder outside, see the paint color. Everybody shout, I'ma send me the dollar. Cryptocurrency, money just a shower. 100,000 plus every blessed hour. I dey thank God, I dey thank my root. And now why my laugh when they sound like power. Dollar on my mind.
Now, as you can see, there is a 90% chance. There's a lot of caveats to this. And there's a lot of caveats. But I think I've got my account back. It's a big, long story that I'm here to tell you this fine evening. And we're going to monetize it, baby. So don't forget to get your super chats in, trying to get to our goal of $357. Raid later. All right, Daniel. How did I do it? How did I maybe get my X account back? Maybe. What a saga. Now, I am comfortable in saying the process that I've taken to get this account back in totality is perhaps one that has never in the history of the world been done. I may have developed a new method in dealing with hackers that has never been tried before. And I don't know that it's successful yet. I don't know. I've rolled the dice. I took the dice and I rolled them. And I'm here to tell you all about it. But I'm greedy. I demand money, like that guy I debated the other day. I'm greedy and I'm demanding money. Did I hack the hackers? Maybe. As far as I know, there's only a couple people that know. My wife, who's in the chat, my editor, Black Elk. Did I convert him? Whip songs? Did I say please? All right. I'm not going to make you... You should donate money. But if you don't, that's okay. Sort of an extra stream. My wife is very pissed off. I'll give you that clue. So let's start with who the real villain in this story is. Is it Coach Mim? Is it Coach Mim's Nigerian associates? No. It's X. There's a lot of blame to be passed around. Number one, me, because I apparently did click on a phishing link. Ooh. So, I think there's also blame to go to the hacker. I hope everyone could join me with that. I feel some blame should be placed on the individual who hacked me. But also I have to take some blame. I clicked the link. X, though, I have to say, now listen, I'm an Elon supporter. I am. I think what he was doing at Doge was great. I think him buying X is possibly one of the most important political and cultural moments in my lifetime. I'm not that old. Tyler TV, thank you for the raid, my friend. We're talking about my hacked X account and my maybe victory in getting it back. We'll see. So I like Elon. There are things about X that are certainly, I think for the most of what he's done is for the better, right? People like me would have been censored previously. For me, X is the premier place. If you tailor your likes and dislikes and who you follow, it is the premier place to get the news. The real utility in my X account isn't me using it. It's not me reposting things or me putting my own messages up. It's that I think I've liked a good politically diverse group of people, so I see a broad range of stories that helps me when it comes to sort of deciding what to talk about on a nightly basis. So just starting a new X account as I did this week sucks, man. You're getting a bunch of irrelevant shit, and you know. But there's a lot of problems on X. Like most of the big accounts that are like monetized are absolute dog shit. They're just curating smaller streamers and stealing their work, or they're putting clickbaity or vague posts that don't mean shit. Oh, look at this. I promise I'll read all super chats. I have now had 2 problems with X customer service. I kept the first one to myself, but I'll tell you now, right? The first problem I had was a couple years ago, maybe. I could be wrong on the timeline. I had purchased my blue check mark, whatever the hell that's called, getting verified. Now, the reason I did that, the biggest reason, there were 2 reasons. One was supposedly it could help broaden your reach. And at that point, I was putting videos up on X like every day, short form videos. But the other reason was it took away your character limit. And I was putting up a lot of posts that were long, and I hated having to, So I was just like, here. So it was some amount of money, and then for whatever reason, it didn't show up immediately. I don't know if it was processing my payment or whatever. So I did it on my computer, and then the next day I check X on my phone, which is where I'm usually on it, and it's still not there. So I go in, and lo and behold, for the exact same service, it was cheaper through my iPhone. Now, presumably, it would have worked on my account because it's the same account through the computer and through the iPhone. So I can't remember the price, but I purchased it for the year on the computer. And then when I saw it the very next day, it still has it registered, and it was cheaper for the year through my phone. I purchased it on the phone and then went in to try to cancel the computer purchase. They said it was canceled. 2 weeks later, they billed me for both of them. And I could not get in touch with anyone at X. So it was a hell of a fight contacting my bank, like, can you fucking get rid of one of these? And ultimately, I ended up just letting it go. So I didn't get 2 years worth of X service. I got 1 year billed twice. That pissed me off, but I kept it to myself because I liked Elon and Doge. With getting my X account hacked, I have never seen a company that their support was less helpful. And I suspect the hacker knows that, which is why hacking X accounts is good. Because I don't know if the process would have drug on, maybe I'll still get to see, because I don't think the situation's over yet. Might be, but I don't know. Anyways, we'll get to that. So, just to go through the details of what happened, I could find the specific account, but it's one of you bastards. One of my supporters, and I forget who, messaged me. And it was, good Lord. First off, please still don't click on any links. Oh my gosh. My chat's going to be a message. I'm going to have to delete my entire chat history because it's so bad now. So don't click on any messages from my X account. Just fucking delete them. But what it was someone sent me, I can't remember who it was, but it was someone whose name I recognized from the chat. And their X account sent me a message, was like, hey, I started streaming, and there's this contest for this local podcast for small streamers to come up and co-host. Can you vote for me? And foolishly, I clicked it. And then it took me to a place, and I clicked some more. And I didn't, even when people said after I got hacked, did you click on any suspicious links? It didn't even occur to me. I was like, no. And then I had people messaging me, hey man, did your X account get hacked? Are you asking people to vote for you for something? And I was like, oh shit, that looks familiar. And I was like, no, don't click that. So I realize now, I didn't stop faking. I'm not going to talk about the news today, not just because I'm being a dick, but I literally didn't follow it all day. So I have no idea that the negotiations failed. I've been watching Cutthroat Kitchen with my wife, so I can't really speak on it. This is about hacks and Nigerians. Anyways, so that's what happened. I click on it. I'm doing the extravaganza, I think, Monday. Because I'm sort of the temporary co-host in the extravaganza, usually Andrew's co-host comes up with the stories for the show. So most of the time it's Jake, and he's coming up with stories for the show, and then Andrew reacts to it. If it's Jake and I, Jake comes up with the stories, and I react. If it's me and Andrew, I come up with the stories. So I just use my X account. And so I have my X account up, and I'm doing the extravaganza. If you don't know, the extravaganza is Andrew Wilson's channel, The Crucible. It's his exclusive show on Rumble. He does 4 times a week. So I was co-hosting it, and all of a sudden, my X account just is like, it says error. I can't use it. And I get a weird phone call on my phone. Okay. I don't answer. And so I keep talking about the story. I'm trying to keep the show going on. And a text message comes up from this weird number, which I would later find out was Nigerian. And it says, "Do you want your X account back?" So I respond, "Sure." And they put, "Send me $200." And they show me a screen cap of basically them on my X account. And I was like, "Go fuck yourselves." And so then I tried to deal with it. I had that image and I went through all the X support and filled out the paperwork you're supposed to. I still had a stream key through X, through StreamYard, so I could live stream to X, but I couldn't get on my X account. They changed the password, changed the email account, and then it set up a two-factor authentication so that I needed a random code that was generated in order, even if I could have guessed the password. So I was fucked. And basically, X got back to me and was like, "Yep, it looks like this happened, but in order to best service you, there's nothing we could do. So try again in 7 days." That's it. And I was like, "Really?" So that's where I was. Now, the big loss of my X account, like I said, is as follows. One, I have paid to be verified, so I put money in the X account. So it sucks to lose that. Second, I also paid for Grok. Now, I still had access to Grok temporarily, but eventually when my computer, like, I don't know what it does, reloads or whatever, I would have lost access to Grok as well because it's connected to my X account. So that would have sucked. Third, it sucks that my name's being used to push shit. Enter Coach Mim, apparently a crypto genius that's trying to bilk people into crypto shit using my name. That fucking sucks. And it's spamming people that follow me. That fucking sucks. So that's where I was, and I was like, okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. So I was gonna try again in 7 days to contact X. And then today, instead of a text message, I got a message on WhatsApp from Nigeria. And that's where we enter today. So I decided to take a different approach, is what I decided. So, at least temporarily, I now have access to my X account. I don't know how long. Now, does anyone want to take a guess of what happened? It's a multi-step process. But starting from me receiving the WhatsApp text message, I bluffed them. I have not bluffed them. That is not what happened. Did I pay Nigerians to get temporary access to my Twitter? That is partially what happened. Did I scam the scammer with a chargeback? I did not. The scammer was very smart. There was no possibility of me to do a chargeback. Am I adopting a Nigerian child? I am not. My Google search history came back and bit me. No, wasn't that. I did pay money. That did happen. Brian Shapiro, click the link you sent him. Maybe. Don't know. Did I offer them a date with Wick and they ran fast? No. Did I give them a whip song? No. Did I call Trump? No. Did I give them some gift cards? No. Did Destiny pay it to Smite? No. They did not threaten my safety. I think I went in a direction that I don't know that anyone else ever would have. So, the original negotiation was $200, and I got them down to 50. So I whittled them down to 50. And at first I just started to tell them, I was like, I don't really need my X account. Which is true. I don't really need the X account, right? And so they were like, well, how much would you pay? And I was like, nothing. I just don't care. And they called me. And I got to talk to the Nigerian, who did tell me he was Nigerian. And I was like, hey, man, I don't really use it, to be honest. And he's like, fine. It was a quick call. He's like, then I'll just sell it to someone else. I was like, okay. And then I got an idea. I messaged back and said, hey, forget about my X account. I'd like to talk to you about something unrelated. And I thought, no chance. And the dude called me back and was like, what? And I was like, I run a politics show and I'd love to interview you on the show. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, you don't have to give my X account back. I just want to talk to you. Why don't you call into the show and my audience will get a kick out of it. You beat me. You scammed me. Why don't you call in? And he's like, click, hangs up. And my wife's like, are you fucking idiot? 10 minutes later, he messaged me back and says, $100. And I was like, no, I'm not going to pay you. Nope. So then 15 minutes later, he calls me back. And he's like, seriously, man, how much money would you pay to get your account back? And I was like, look, man, it's not even a matter of the money. I'm going to send you the money and I'm going to look like a fucking fool because it's clear I'm an old man and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I'm telling him all this. I'm like, you already got me. I'm an idiot. I clicked the link. You got me. I'm not even mad. I'm like, I kind of find it industrious. I'm not upset. Good for you. But I'll really look like an idiot if I send you money on top of it and don't get my account. And he's like, no, you'll get it. You'll get it. And I was like, yeah, but I don't even know how to send you money. What, you want my bank account, my social security number? Like, I'm not going to do that. And he's like, no. Use WhatsApp. You can buy Bitcoin and then send me the money on Bitcoin. And I was like, I've never done that. So I was like, I'll tell you what. You talk me through how to use... I was like, first, let me do some research. So I researched and everything said you're not supposed to give money to the scammers. But that they can't reverse hack your WhatsApp through Bitcoin. That would be safe. The only problem with it would be they're probably not going to give you your account back. And when they don't and you try to get your money back from WhatsApp, they're going to say, fuck you, no. You shouldn't have tried to give money to scammers. Okay. So I get back to him. I'm like, all right, let's try it. So this guy, he's on this terrible phone connection and he has a very thick accent. And I did ask him. He said he was Nigerian. And I'm like, all right, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You got to talk me through this. So the deal was, I'll send him $25. Then he'll give me my account. I'll change the password. I'll set up the two-factor authentication. Then I'll send him the remaining $25. That's the agreement we came to. Okay, he says. So I can tell he's getting frustrated because I can barely understand him through the phone connection and through his accent. And I'm an idiot. So I've never bought Bitcoin, especially through Cash App. And so I'm struggling and blah, blah, blah. And I finally get it. And I send it to him. And he's like, all right, let's wait, see if the money comes through. So I send him $25. He gets it all set up. He gives me the password for the account. I shit you not. The password for my account was hacker123. Oh, so that's a bit of a sting. So I type in the password of hacker123. Then it brings it up to where the two-factor authentication. So I either have to have a backup code or he has to use the authenticator app to generate a code. And he's like, okay, send me the other $25. And I was like, no, bullshit. That wasn't the deal. Oh, and I forgot. I was like, look, man, I know you're going to fuck me. But for $25, it's a funny story. I'll send you the $25. I don't care. But I ain't sending 50. Because that makes me look like a fool. So we get to the end of it, and he's like, yeah, you got to send me the other 25. And I was like, no, I'm not sending you the other 25. And he's like, well, you have to, or I'm not going to send the password. And I was like, why? I think I've been quite reasonable in this whole situation, you should just send it to me. I promise I'll send it. And he's like, nah, I've been ripped off before. And I was like, who do you think's more trustworthy in this situation, me or you? You're literally scamming me. Like, you hacked my shit. Why would I just believe you? And he's like, yeah, probably. He's like, but still, people have screwed me over. So then I was like, I could hear people in the background. And I was like, are you religious? And he's like, yeah, I'm Christian. I go to church. I was like, you're Christian? He said, yeah. I was like, I want you to swear in your soul right now that if I send you this $25, you're going to give me my account. And he's like, I swear, I will. And I was like, I hear someone in the background. Is that like a loved one? He's like, yeah. It's like, swear in their life that you're going to send me back this account. And he's like, I swear I will. I was like, I would ask some questions first. So I asked how old he was. Now, I'm not going to say how old he was, but he's a young man. And I was like, wow. And I was like, so what's up? What do you need the money for? And he's like, yeah, I couldn't really make out, but he basically said to live. And I was like, it sucks. I was like, what's your plan, man? You want to you going to start a career? You eventually getting out of this game? Do you want to move out of country? And he's like, no, I like it here. I want to stay in the country. But he wants to start a business. He's saving up to start a business. And I was like, listen, I think this is fucking pretty unethical, but it's not the worst thing you could do. I was like, it's not like you moved and got a Somalian daycare or some shit. I don't think he got the reference. Right? I was like, all right, here's the deal. I was like, I'll send you the money. I know you're going to fuck me. But I'm going to do it because it'll be a funny story to tell my audience that this Nigerian kid ripped me off twice. He stole my account and then got $50 from me. So I was like, I'll do it. But I know this is coming. And I was like, to be honest, it is funny. Like, it'll be funny when you fuck me. And he started laughing. I was like, uh-huh. I was like, are you going to do the interview? He's like, yeah. Just send the money, I'll do the interview. I was like, I don't believe you. That's bullshit. There's no way. There's no way you're coming on for an interview. Now I don't believe you. So I thought about it for a minute. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll send you the $25. So I did the whole rigmarole again, send him $25. And he sent me the backup code. And it let me sign on to X. And he's like, all right, man, you're going to want to go in and change your email account and change your two-factor authentication. I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. Talk to you later. Okay. So I go to change my password. I can't because he changed, or I did change the password, but I could not change the email associated with it because he had changed it within 48 hours. So I had to wait 48 hours from the time of changing my password before I could change the email address associated with it or set up the two-factor authentication. So right now, technically, I have access to my X account. I do what I want with it. However, anytime that this dude chooses in the next 48 hours, he could go to sign in, click that he forgot his password, and it'll send it to his email, which he could then go through the whole process. So I'm in a state of limbo. So I message him back. I say, hey, it won't leave me change the password or the email. He calls right back. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot. Before that, I was like, listen, man, I just want to say thank you for being a man of your word. You did send it. I appreciate it. And next time, instead of hacking me, if I could help you with something, send me a text message. Don't hack me. We'll see if we could work something out. So he calls right back. And he's like, yeah, it's because I changed the email associated with it. He's like, so, it's not going to work for 48 hours. He's like, I'm not going to screw you over. Trust me. Just wait 48 hours, and then you'll have your opportunity to set it up, and I won't have access to it. So, okay. Then he says, are you serious about doing that interview? I said, absolutely. I'd love to interview you. He says, well, how much would you pay me? I said, I will not pay you. However, if we live stream it, people will send super chats in. And if we reach the goal that I have set for that day, I will send you $50 worth of Bitcoin. He says, thank you very much. Then proceeds to tell me his real first name and starts talking to me. He actually seems like a nice young guy. Now, he's probably bullshitting, but I don't really care because it's a funny story. And so we have set a time, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will be talking. I don't want to use the name he gave me. We might use a pseudonym, but I will be talking to the young gentleman who hacked my X account. You will have your opportunity in the chat to ask him questions. Now, I don't know how well it will be able to hear him. I asked him if he has a computer and could use StreamYard, and he said maybe he'd look into it. Otherwise, he's going to call in with his phone to a Google Voice number. I don't know. It was very hard to hear him, not just the accent, but his phone connection. So we're going to try our best. But there you have it. We're going to get our chance to interview the Nigerian hacker that hacked, who may personally know Coach Mim. So buckle up, everyone. Wednesday night. Now, I don't know if hacker or gentleman, if you're watching, I have to let you in on a little secret. I intentionally picked Wednesday night because that's after the 48-hour period. So if he fucks me and he takes the channel away, then I'm not going to interview him and send him $50 in super chats. Right? So I don't think he's going to, because I already told him, I was like, I don't really give a shit about the account. So you're never going to get money from me again on that. But you could potentially, and who knows? Maybe he'll be a regular caller. We'll get someone to call in regularly. Set up some collabs. So there you go. I don't know if I temporarily have access. By the way, the nature of it is the backup code only works once, right? So I signed on X on my computer. I still can't sign on my phone because it wants a new backup. So I did pay $50. I temporarily have my channel. Within 48 hours, I'll be able to possibly finagle getting a two-factor authentication set up so I permanently have my channel. And I've made a friend in the gentleman who hacked my account who's going to call in, and we're going to interview him Wednesday night for a half hour to an hour. But the code will go to your email that's associated with it. There we go. Our friend Jungle's been to Nigeria. We can make it happen. Yeah, I thought, why not make it content either way? Even if the dude outsmarts me and he gets my $50, it's like, meh. So, but I don't know. I don't know anyone else that was ever like, why don't we collaborate? You're hacking me. We should do a show together. Right? I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to him. I have a lot of questions. Now, I am a bit apprehensive for several reasons, right? I don't want him to say anything that could get him in trouble, particularly like, I'll just say what I'm like a worst case scenario. I don't know, and maybe this is racist of me, but I'm going to throw this out there. I think probably a lot of people that do this type of shit in like countries like Nigeria, they're probably not on their own. My guess is they're with an organization. Oh, okay, some guy named Kip Voga has done this. Okay. Right? So, I don't want him to if he's like young and naive to say something that then gets his bosses at this organization like pissed. So I don't know how much we'll get into the criminality. Maybe we'll just talk more about his general situation. Maybe. No, don't you remember? I'm not wearing a bra. I left it at your mom's house. Remember, you were in the chair in the corner. You saw. So, I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting. We'll see. Hopefully, it's a positive outcome. I get my channel long term back. I make a Nigerian friend. He says he's Christian. Huh? So that was my day today. It's pretty entertaining. I think if it would have, I didn't record it, but if I would have recorded it, I think the biggest Schadenfreude, like the most hilarious part of the whole thing, is this guy getting frustrated at what a boomer I am, like trying to talk me through. Here's how you open Cash App. Here's how you buy Bitcoin. Now you got a screenshot, or you got to take this code I'm gonna give you, and that's where you send it. And I'm like, what? Huh? Like an old man, and he's getting frustrated. He's like, God damn it, like this idiot. And I even said, I was like, look, I'm a fucking idiot. That's why I clicked on the link in the first place. And he's like, no, you're not dumb. I was like, yes, I am. We know I'm dumb. You don't have to sugarcoat it. It was stupid of me to click on the link. And then he told me, right? He said, listen, man, tell your friends, don't click on any links that come from your... He's very nice. So he told me to not click on any more mysterious links, and you all to not click on those types of links. So I thought that was nice. He was looking out for me. So now I'm interested to ask about Coach Bim. I would guess it's just a random account that they put up. I don't know. But there you have it. So we'll start advertising as of right now, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. I will be talking to the Nigerian hacker. I about shit when he sent me the password and it was hacker123. I was like, motherfucker. It didn't matter because I needed the backup key. That was a jumbled set of letters. So, but yeah, see, Agrotech gets it. Maybe I will set a really high goal. Will he click the link I send him to call in? Maybe. No, I wasn't buying online cookies. It was someone asked me to do them a favor and vote for them for a thing. And I was like, okay. That was it. Stockholm syndrome, yeah. Next thing you know, I'll be like, you know what the best country is? Nigeria. It's the best. I'm actually interested to talk to him about Nigeria. I always like talking to people in other countries and see what their perspective is. Like, I know there's people that are watching me now, most of you from first world countries. So I know there's Europeans that watch and Australians, Canadians, right? But I don't know how many people watch from like Nigeria or, some South American country, Colombia or something, What's the perspective? It has to be annoying. You probably dislike Americans, right? Finland, there we go. Like, if you're from a country that's like sort of considered third world, it's got to be a different perspective, right? We won the war. That's funny. I don't know. That would be an all timer if his dad is the "why are you gay" guy. I would be like, oh, keep the money. Fuck. Keep the account. Why are you gay? Yeah. But, I'll be honest. I looked up some grocery prices in Nigeria, or rather, my wife did. I think it's like 30 cents for a loaf of bread. So the $50 that I sent him probably is a decent haul for a young person. I don't know. Oh, see, Jeremy Ryan's got a relative in Nigeria, a prince. Well, that sounds promising. When you get that money, send in some super chats. But yeah, so there you go. That's the story. Let's read some super chats while we're at it. I hope you all enjoyed my story. 50,000 a year over there is like 2 million a year. Yeah, there you go. How long, Nate? $5 says, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. It's free and the right thing to do. Thank you. Jeff Willard, 6 months, says, hey, F&A. Hey, all right. Thanks, man. How long, Nate? $5 says, 76 lurkers need to hit the up thumb. For he'll tell us about Spiro taking. Yeah, Spiro hacked my account back. Of course. LNR reference. $10 says, for the crypto grift. Thank you. Nate again, $5 says, I got to get back to sleep driving in 4 hours, but I'll doze off to the dulcet tunes of ranting Rob. Thank you. Not one step back. Straight ripping. $2. Thanks. Says hi there. And then Nate for 5 says, negotiating with scammers, working a backward trace. No! It's the Yinza Boondoggle. That's right. Wasn't expecting us pierogi eaters. How long, Nate? $5 says, oh, shit. Rob's adopted a Nigerian. Maybe. Tango, $5 says, how did he access your account to begin with? A phishing link. Torch Flare, $10 says, because you demanded it. Here's to the goal. Thank you. AJC, $5 says, just remember to tell him we are the Vibrating. Maybe I'll read a chapter of the book to him. Of course, don't forget, tune in tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, for another exciting episode of I'm Speaking Now. Black women share their truth in 101 stories of love, courage, and hope. It'll be an exciting episode, I'm sure. Brace yourself. We are the Vibranium. How long, Nate? $5 says, okay, now I go to sleep. That yarn held my attention. Thank you. And Jabroni Big Time, $5 says, whenever I onboard a new customer, I set their initial password as incorrect. It guarantees a follow-up call. That's good. Ah, man. No porn link. No, was not a porn link. It's the same link that you're all being sent if you follow me on X that asks you to vote for me for something. Don't vote. It's a scam. Don't click it. I don't know. I'm pleased with the story, regardless of how it falls out. You know? Getting caught up in the chat here, just reading. I believe there's chair technology in Africa, of course. So I'm not going to really be using my X account until I could do the two-factor authentication. Because if I type, start putting normal messages up, people might think that I'm back or something of some degree. So, no, don't vote for Zach either. Don't vote for anyone. Don't vote using those links. No good. How about them Cowboys? What about the Cowboys? They suck again? So that was it. That was the story of Coach Mim. I don't know, like I said, I don't know. That's the big problem. True. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing where this story takes me. How's the news been today? The news sucked. Iran negotiations are off, people were saying. I think the ultimate would be this. If the dude's not Nigerian, and it's just like some dude in Detroit, like, this fucking idiot thinks I'm some dude in Nigeria. I think that would be pretty funny. Intel Wild, $5 says, I called Brian's radio show. Brian getting his limits pushed in. Apparently he was messaging Jim Bob as well. He's a bit unhinged, that Brian Shapiro. He probably needs help, but whatever. In all seriousness, though, hacking's immoral. Don't get me wrong. Fuck anyone that's hacking your shit, right? But take a step back. Is it worse than selling narcotics? Is it worse than scamming welfare? Is it worse than, like, robbing stores? I don't know. If someone explained to you a circumstance and it was like, look, I come from a very impoverished neighborhood and we're, me and my family are barely getting by and we're barely getting meals. And I work for this organization that's like, hey, fucking, you get these accounts and try to get $100 from people. I don't know. I personally am more angry at a hacker for other people than myself. For myself, I'm kind of like, you got me. Like, fuck it. I'm sure it would be different if they hacked my bank account and shit that mattered more to me. As it is, they ended up hacking something that's not that important to me. Well, here's the thing. I make more donations to them. Who's doing more to fucking help the impoverished African? The fucknob progressives that talk about needing to send USAID there? Or me, who's sending direct Bitcoin right to the fucking source? Think about that. In many ways, am I not being more charitable than almost every fucking Bernie Sanders-esque lefty you see? Huh? There's my fucking charity. I didn't go through some nonprofit that keeps 90% of the money, right? Fuck that. I'm not making them fucking push progressive ideology before I sent the money. I sent the money. And then I invited them on the show. I told them I'd give them some of the super chats if we have a good night. That's right. I did hire that Nigerian band to make those crypto songs. Also true. No, I don't disagree with you, Premonition. I care about me and my people first. But I also expect him to feel the same way. Like, I expect any country, the people there, to say, I give a shit about my people first and foremost. That's how I feel. That's why I can say, sorry about your fucking luck. But I understand their perspective. Like, well, sorry about your luck. We took your fucking, your X account. Fuck you. We don't feel that bad about it. And I'm like, hey, fuck you. It's sort of like this is going to be the worst. I'm glad Avarice isn't here. Anybody who served in the military, get ready to kick my ass, right? I apologize. I'm not belittling your service. I'm just making an analogy. It's like stories you hear where it's people that have served in serious combat, and they're like, look, most of those people that you're directly shooting at, fighting against, they're just regular Joes like you. You know? It's sort of like that. You know, now it doesn't matter. You're still gonna fucking, you're at war. You're not gonna be like, well, never mind. You're like, man, it's on. I'm sorry, that's it. Well, you personally might not be stealing from people in other countries, but maybe the Nigerian people feel that American interests have. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying what he's doing is moral or ethical or just. I'm not saying any of that at all. If I find some fucking 14-year-old kid that breaks into my house, the basement, and steals a bicycle, fuck that kid. But it is my bicycle. And I might be like, well, I could choose to do what I want with that bicycle. Would they be better off scamming UK people due to their colonization? I don't know. It's not right, but I'm not super pissed. That's all I'm saying. That's all. There's different levels to shit. I never did that, but I'll be honest. When I was a young kid, I was a bit of a malicious asshole. So I'll let you in a little story. Probably when I was like 15, 14 probably. We used to prank call people a lot. Remember the crank yankers? And what was the other ones? There was there used to be the albums you can get. Those fucking the Jerky Boys. Do you guys remember the Jerky Boys? Or am I aging myself? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Jerky Boys were these dudes they had like CDs out. They would prank call people, right? So me and my friends, a bit impressionable. So our big thing was there was a Jiffy Lube a few towns over, and we would just call people, like local people, and we'd be like, "Hi, is this so and so?" And they'd be like, "No," or "This is his wife," or whatever. And we'd be like, "Congratulations, your name was entered into a contest. You just won a free lube job over at the local Jiffy Lube. That's right. Get your vehicle right down here, and they're going to lube it up for you. What day would you be able to call in?" And almost everyone would be like, "Oh, that's amazing. That's great." And it was funny because we were saying lube. But then as an adult, I'm like, I wonder how many times people showed up to that fucking store and was like, "So, yeah, I got the call about the free lube job." And it was probably not funny to them. They were probably like, "Yeah, no. Fuck that. You're not getting a free lube job." So there, I did that. And that probably cost people gas money and caused people stress and shit like that. There was also shit that went on, like, I'm not going to cop to some of this stuff because I never did most of this. When you guys were young, did you fucking smash mailboxes over? Did you ever do that? That was the thing. I honestly never did. I did steal road signs. That was something I did. not stop signs. We were smart enough not to do that. Or like, we would just steal like signs. Like, we went to this little backwoods town my friend lived in, and we took his town sign, and then we went to the next backwoods town, and we changed the two names of the town, the signs. Yeah, mailbox, baseball. Yeah, yeah. The running, the ringing the doorbells and running away. Well, some of it's, yeah, you got arrested for smashing. We got arrested, or we didn't get arrested. My football team, I was not there this day, but egged a school bus of our opponents one time, and the bus pulled over, and the coach got out and beat the piss out of the one dude from our team. True story. Now, most of that stuff, you're like, yeah, harmless kid shit. But is it? I mean, throw an egg at someone's car and they fucking wreck. That's worse than hacking their ex account, probably. The knocking, I suppose you can envision a scenario. Someone panics and trips and falls and hurts themselves, but probably not a lot of damage there. Mailboxes? I mean, mailbox ain't cheap to replace the whole thing. I knew dudes that would like intentionally build mailboxes with like cement around them, and if you'd whack it, you'd probably shatter your hands. So I don't know. If I'm looking at some young kid, now fuck him. For all I know, this dude's fucking stolen tens of thousands worth of fucking dollars of shit. That's way worse than I did. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, I also was a shitty kid at one point, to a degree. I remember one time I had turned 18 and I got my first car. It was a 92, I believe, Chevy Cavalier. This piece of shit I bought for $500. It was barely hanging on when I bought it, but it got me around. So I went over to my friend's house, who was a Buffalo Bills fan, and we watched a game. And he lived in a little resident, like I don't even know if you call it a residential area. Like there's a road that's like a highway, I don't know, a route, PA route that went past our high school, and he lived a couple blocks down on the other side of that road, and there's maybe 4 houses on each side of this little alley you'd pull down. So there wasn't a lot of parking spaces at his house, but there happened to be a little post office there that served like 20 people. And so I parked there. It was the evening. It was like a Monday night or Sunday night football game. I go and watch the game. I come out. I open my car, and it reeks of ranch dressing. Like, horribly. And I look, and it's all, I didn't lock the door, right? It's all over the fucking floor, all over the seats. And then the motherfuckers took it, and they poured it inside the hood of my car. They didn't open the hood. They just, up by the window, they like put it on the bottom of the window so it went in the hood. And I was fucking livid, because I don't like ranch anyways. And I certainly don't like my car that I just bought. Granted, only a $500 car. Still, though, just to reek of ranch dressing. So I went back to my friend's house and was like, who the fuck lives around here? Who could have done this? And there was this kid that went to school with us that lived across the way. He was he's a character. I don't know. He's a shithead. We'll just put it that way. Now, I wasn't an overly tough kid or anything. I'd been in a scrap or two, but I knocked on the door, and that kid answered the door, and I just fucking was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I know it was you. I'm gonna fucking rip your face off. And I'm just like, the most evil shit you could think. I'm just screaming at this guy, like fucking 10:30 at night on this. I'm just like it was just a stream of the most vile shit you've ever heard about how I was gonna torture and maim this kid. And he's like he copped right away. He was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, why the fuck did you do this? He's like, I don't know. I thought it'd be funny. So he goes in and he gets a fucking bucket and a rag, and for like 20 minutes I'm like, clean it up, you motherfucker, clean it! And he's out there like fucking, and of course it didn't work. It still smelled like shit. So I ended up having to take it to like a fucking car wash and this and that and the other. And I would have rather had my account hacked than that. That son of a bitch. Oh, I see that guy around. I've sort of gotten over it, but not really. Like, you motherfucker. Just malicious. It's not the worst smell I've had in my car, though. I used to drive, after that, I drove a 96 Pontiac Transport minivan. And I basically lived in the motherfucker when I started college. I had classes like Tuesdays, Thursdays. So like my first semester, I'd go to class. Then I worked at Goodwill. And as soon as my shift was done, I'd drive to Indiana University of Pennsylvania. That's where a bunch of my friends were going. And I'd just get shit-faced. Half the time, I'd just sleep in my van. It was like one size fits all. It was like my own RV. Pontiac Transport, 96. Piece of shit. So one day I'm driving from my little hometown to the university I go to. It's about a 25-minute drive. And I come around like the main road, and there's a car broke down in the middle of the road. And there's this woman. She's trying to push the car. I didn't even see if there was anyone in the car. So I pull up the side of the road. I'm like, hey, what's up? My car broke down. I was like, oh, well, do you got it in neutral? Yeah, I think her dad was in there. I was like, oh, okay. Well, let's get it in neutral. You get in there and steer, and we'll just get it off the side of the road. So I push it off the side of the road. And this old man, the woman was very clearly a fan of methamphetamines. It was clear to me right out of the gate. And her dad, I think, was nonverbal. I don't know. He looked like perhaps a wizard in a different lifetime, but he wasn't talking. And so I asked the woman, I'm like, where are you heading? And there's a gas station 3 minutes up the road. She says, can you drive us to the gas station? Sure. So she gets in the passenger side of my Pontiac Transport, and then the sliding door in the back, I open it for my wizard friend. It's probably, from the time I get off the side of the road, I think I had to wait for a cut because I pulled off a little side road. By the time I turned around, and then there was a couple cars coming and then went to get to this gas station, probably 5 minutes. It was the worst smell I have ever smelled in my life. It was, I don't even know how to explain it. It was gagging. And it's humans. And I'm just like trying to be polite. And I'm like, I turned the window down. I'm just like, and she's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah. It was horrific. I have no idea. I don't know what it was. It was like BO and booze and like necrosis. It was fucking rancid. And so I'm just like, keep your shit together, Rob. It's only fucking 5 minutes up to this gas station. So I pull into the gas station, and then I was like, okay, you guys good? They're like, yeah. I was like, all right. So I go in. I didn't need to go. I was just heading my way to class. But I go in the gas station, and I buy like a soda, and I'm just like catching my breath like, what the fuck? You know? And so I buy this drink, and I go back out. And it's a payphone. And this is probably 2004. So I think I would have had like an old Nokia cell phone, but I don't remember. And they didn't ask to see it. And they're just like at this fucking payphone, just like hitting it. And I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, it won't call. And I was like, did you put money in it? And they're like, oh, this is one of the phones you have to put money in? And I was like, yeah, we don't have any money. Okay. So I take $1, go in the fucking gas station, get quarters, come out, give him the quarters, and she goes, can you wait a minute? I'm like, yeah. No one answers. So she's like, can you give us a ride up on the other end of town? We're trying to get to this house. And I'm like, I got a class. I gotta hurry. It'll just be real fast. I was like, yeah, let's go. Back in the fucking car these smelly motherfuckers get. So away we go. And this woman's just fucking, there's a car. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. You know, like, I don't know what to say. And the whole time I'm just like it's still bad. The smell's still bad, but I'm starting to get a little used to it. So I'm not gagging. And I'm just like my head like this, like fucking out the window. And it's probably 15 minutes to where they're heading. and it's back in the fucking middle of nowhere. Then I start thinking, I'm like on this gravel road, and I'm like, these motherfuckers are gonna kill me. I'm gonna get killed by fucking weird Hills Have Eyes people. That's what it is. They have dead body parts in their fucking coats or something. But no, I pull into this fucking place. And weirdly enough, the place was decent looking. I expected like a trailer or something. But there we go. All right, there you go. You guys good? Yeah. You can turn around there. All right, so drop them off. There's a little fucking walkway, sidewalk back to the house. Little garage, turn around the garage. They're flagging me down. They're not home. I was like, okay. Can you give us a ride back to that gas station? I said, no. I'm going to fucking college, the town with the college. That's it. I'm late for class. I gotta go. Well, can we ride with you back there? I guess. So back in the fucking car we go. Another 10 minutes. Back to the fucking college town. And then they got out. And I probably had that van for another 3 months, and it smelled like them. Faintly smelled like... I had that fucker cleaned. It didn't matter. I still smelled him. I got rid of the fucking thing. Took it to the junkyard. That's how bad it was. The smell was so bad that it eventually led to me being like, I have to get rid of this. I can no longer do it. That was the worst smell that I ever had in my car. And I have no idea what it was. And then, years later, probably like 3-4 years later, I have this mutual friends. I'm still friends with them. And it was a girl and a guy. Now, this guy, I told this story the other day. He was a very awkward guy. He's one of my best friends. Good dude. And he did stand-up, right? So he's very awkward, quiet guy. Amazing dude. Great dude. But he's not like me. He's very much an introvert. So him and this girl that we're friends with. Now, this girl is dating another one of my friends who wasn't in town at this point. So us three go out to the bar. And who's in the bar? The meth lady. She's there. Now, the girl I know is in a cast because she had fallen at a party and broke her arm. So we're drinking like, meth lady is the only other lady in the bar, and she cozies right up to my friend that's a girl. And they're chatting, and I didn't recognize the woman. And then we're on like our second beer, and my friend comes over, and she's like, we gotta go. And I was like, why? She's like, this lady's fucking crazy. And I was like, okay. So we go out, and there's like a bunch of bars in town, so we just walk down the sidewalk, and I'm like, what was going on? She's like, yeah, she was like, she looked down at her arm, or she just started like, hey, how's it going, blah, 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 normal conversation, and she looks down at my friend's arm that's in a cast, and is like, what happened? And my friend, she says, oh, I fell down at a party. And she said, this woman looks over at my other friend, the introvert, and then looks back at her and goes, it's okay, honey. We all fall down. And she's like, oh, no, he didn't beat me. We're not dating. He didn't. She's like, you don't have to lie to me, honey. Let me buy you a drink. And then I was like, where do I know this one from? And then finally my friend, she was like, man, did she stink? Like I was like, oh, that's the fucking meth lady that stuck up my car 3 years ago. I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of there. We don't want that. The meth's no good. Get the fuck away from the meth peoples. So there you go. That's the story of the worst smell that I had in my car. Is bad news. So when you compare that lady, the meth lady, to the Nigerian scammer, meh. Oh, but yeah, that would be bad agrotech. Cod liver oil. Do you ever have to give your dog cod liver oil? Oh, that's terrible. Ugh. It's fucking... So, I don't know. I've dealt with some shitters. You know, so I guess Nigerian scammer... I mean, I don't put him high on the list of admirable people, but it's certainly not the worst I've ever dealt with. I've robbed people, if I'm quite honest with you. I'll tell you a story of me robbing someone. We used to go to this little town up the way. It's like 30 minutes away from where I'm at. There's a farm that had a big barn, and they used to have music acts that would come through. So I was good friends with this dude that was in a band in town who also happened to run a bar. So he would have all these music acts come through his bar, and he started working with these people that own this farm to bring these music acts to this farm. So they would have what was called Farm Jam-a-Lama every summer. And it was like no-name bands. You would probably have never heard of any of these bands. They're all smaller. But it would be a 2-night thing. You'd bring your tent, you'd camp out. There's a big giant hill, and then a big open field, and then this barn, and you would camp out. You'd watch these bands. Some of them were very good, but it wasn't like the bands that I liked there. There was a band called Shazam that went through there that I thought was very good. Trying to think of some other bands, but I don't know that it would be names that you would know of. Anyways, I had some quite the drunken maniac friends at the time, and me and my one friend who would get drunk and we would call Tito. We were kind of maniac drinkers. We were pretty hardcore, and we were up drinking the first night, like kind of the night before the show. Kind of we set up the tents. We were up all night, and we wake up at like 8 a.m. and we start drinking beer. It's really hot, so we're like fucking. I think probably not wearing shirts, just wearing gym shorts. Fucking 8 a.m. start drinking beer. I'm still drunk from the night before, but I'm sobering up, so I'm trying to get drunk again. We're way up at the top of this hill, and this dude comes up. He's like, "Hey, sup, guys? Sup, man? What's happening? Hey, just wanted to let you know, down there at the bottom, we're selling breakfast, man. We're not charging anything, but if you like cage-free eggs, man, we got vegan options. If you like, you give a donation, whatever you like, man. Also doing some free yoga down there if you want to get your mind, body, and spirit right, like before the show tonight." And I'm just like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And he's like, "Hey, man, what's up, brother?" Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "What, you taking money down there, you fucking capitalist?" "Oh, no, man, no, it's just donation." I'm like, "Uh-huh." I was like, "What if I don't want to give money?" "Well, we appreciate it." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't need this hippie bullshit." I was a little drunk. And he starts fucking "Hey, man, if you ever been to Frostburn, that's what they call when they have shows here in the winter. They call it's like Burning Man, except out here in East." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's like 200 people here. Burning Man's like a world famous thing. It's not that." And he keeps going. Then finally he's like, "Hey, man, they got this thing. You would love this, man." He looks at me. He's like, "You would love this." He's like, "What it is they call it the Tent of Vaginas. And you walk in, and it's like they got all these pink blankets, and you walk through it, and it's like a tent, right? But then as you walk through, it gets more narrow. And then it's like you walk the whole way through. It's like 20 yards with all these blankets that get tighter and tighter. And then it's like giving birth to you when you walk out the other end. You would love it." And I was like, "What the fuck about me makes you think I would love something like that? What is it that you saw? You're walking up the hill and you see me without a shirt with a fucking beard down here, and you're like, that guy would like the 10 of vaginas." I'm like, "No, fuck off, go away." So we're kind of, and my buddy Tito, he's making a scene too. He's bigger than me. He's not as fat, but he's taller. He's like a fucking unit. Tito's a unit. So we're kind of like, "Ah, the fuck out of here, hippies. Fuck you." And these dudes show up, and they're fucking camera crew. And they're like, "Yeah, we're filming a documentary. We're from like such and such college. You mind if we interview you?" "Sure." So they're fucking interviewing her, and I'm telling them like, "Yeah, my parents are showing up later, so I'm trying to stay sober-ish because I don't want to make an asshole in front of my parents." That didn't end well. Anyways, we're talking to these dudes, and they basically were like, "Well, we're going to follow these guys around for a while." So they like sort of follow us around. Now I'm going to skip some of the story because it involves illicit substances, but perhaps there were illicit substances consumed. I don't know. I didn't pass out, and my parents show up, and the cameraman, I don't remember this part. I hear it from my dad. But the camera guy shows up and is like, "Hey, it's that guy that said he had to stay sober because his parents were coming. Are you his parents?" My dad's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "What happened?" And my dad's just like, "He's a piece of shit." Like, kind of like shoved me at this foot, like, "Get up, you fat fuck." So I get up. And I was like, "Where's the booze?" And they're like, "Oh, it's way up the hill." I was like, "Don't worry about it. I'm all drunk." So here's this part of me robbing someone. My wife was with me. She can back this up. I just fucking walk into this tent where those fucking hippie guys were from the morning. "Hey, bro, the 10 of vaginas." And I was like, "Oh, it's the fucking hippies." And they're like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I just start grabbing their liquor. And they're like, "Hey." I was like, "Fuck you, you're hippies. What are you going to do about it?" Nothing. And I walked away with their booze. And my wife went back and gave them like $100 and was like, I'm so sorry. My husband's, I don't even know if we were married at the time, to be honest. But what the fuck are hippies gonna do? Nothing. What are you upset that I didn't exchange currency for your booze? Fuck off. Fucking. And my buddy Tito's younger brother was there, and there was this dude who was juggling. He had a fucking like a jester mask on and was juggling. And I don't know what it was, but my buddy's brother got so fucking drunk and he was just like, I don't like that at all. And so for fucking 6 hours, he followed this juggler around, didn't say a word, just stared at him. And when the dude would start juggling, he'd smack the balls out of the air. And the juggler's like, why are you doing this? What are you doing? And he just wouldn't say a word. He'd just stare at him until they finally went and got security and made my friend stop knocking the juggler's balls around. So I guess I was a bit of a miscreant. I was probably, I don't know, 22, 23 at that point. You know? Yeah, we were like metal guys. We'd go to metal shows, and then this was like hippie fest. So we kind of, there were dudes like us there. You know? And then I was all fucked up on various things. I was not, I wasn't panicking, but I was out there. And the dudes, the camera crew guys, they're like done for the night. And they would light this bonfire. It's fucking huge. You know, it's like, I'm sure it wasn't as big as it looked to me, but it looked like it was like 30 feet in the air. I'm like, oh. And the cameraman's talking to me. He's like, man, that's pretty cool, man, that your dad showed up. I was like, oh, yeah, my dad's great. He's a great dude. And he's like, gets quiet for a minute, and he's like, my dad abused me and my sister pretty bad. And I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't hear this. I have to go. And he's like, no. I'm like, no, I have to go. I am not in the right headspace to hear this story. So I tried to walk up the hill back to the tent, and I only made it halfway, and my legs stopped working. So I just like laid till my wife came up and was like, get the fuck in the tent, let's go. So we get to the tent, and I was like, I have to piss, but I don't know how to operate my shorts anymore. And my wife's like, just go to the woods. Just go to the woods. I managed to not pee my pants. I did all right. But there you go. That was... So I technically stole booze from hippies once. No comment, Swinch. It was a cocktail of various things. But yeah, man, like, I get it. Like, and looking back, I guess I'm flattered that this guy thought enough of me to tell me this story, but I was not in the right mentality to hear some shit like that. It was like, no. I'm just like, wow, fire. That's cool. Let me tell you about my childhood trauma. I'm good. Thank you. You know. Oh, I'll just say this. I was with a various group of people that had never done things like that. And so they asked me if I knew someone that they could possibly purchase some things. And I said, I do know someone. So I approached that someone and arranged the purchasing of things. And that guy told me, I've not tried from this supplier yet, so the shit I'm giving you may not be good. So, just to let you know, I said, okay. So I went back, and my buddies were like, we're not going to take it then, because we heard that you could turn into a glass of orange juice and fall over. I'm like, oh, it's bullshit. Who told you that? Now, at this point in my life, I was sort of done with that shit. That was a younger Rob's game. But they were like, well, will you try it first? I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes. Now, I was already shit-faced. But I was like, okay. So I tried it. And it was like 40 minutes, and I ran into the dude, and he's like, did you guys take that? I said, yeah. He's like, how do you feel? I was like, I don't feel anything yet. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry about that. Here, take this other stuff, which was a totally different thing. He said, take this then. That'll fix you. And at that point, I was like, well, I was already in the headspace. I was like, fuck it. So I took the second thing, and within 2 minutes, the first thing started to hit, and I was like, uh-oh, I'm in a lot of trouble here. So I was on a nice mix of bullshittery. It was not good. And my wife was pissed because I had told her, I'd had a conversation with her and was like, I'm done with all that shit. But then it was because my friends that didn't want to do it. And then I was like, oh, fucking, I guess I'll do it. And then none of them did it. So it was just me. I was the fucking maniac running around. It's like, So that's what happened. That was Farm Jam something. I do believe that was the last time I've been to Farm Jam. I'm sure they'd welcome me back. But that used to be it, man. We'd go to metal shows and we would fucking, all of this is a long way to say, I understand how a young Nigerian hacker might feel tempted to hack X accounts. I'm not saying it's a good thing. Not. If he gets busted, so be it. I'm not particularly interested in me pursuing charges against him or anything of that nature. But that's just me personally. If he steals your shit, fuck him. That's how I feel about anyone. It's your shit. Part of being a shithead person, like a petty vandal or a petty thief or whatever is, you understand the consequences, motherfucker. That's life. Some people might say, not a big deal to me. Other people might say, fuck you. Throw the book at him. Either way, that's on you. If you do that shit. A long way of saying Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome's fake, by the way. So I look forward to my interview with my Nigerian hacker Wednesday. So if you have any questions, feel free to throw in the chat. Wednesday at 8 p.m. It should be a lot of fun. It's weird how when you're young, though, like with like stories like that, when it comes to like illicit substances or just, any sort of shit, it's weird. Like back then, you sort of feel immortal. Like you go to a party, even if it's just booze, you go to a party, you get hammered, you wake up on someone's couch, fuck it, no big deal. And now you hear these stories, and I'm sure it was the same back then. It's just, well, at least similar. But you hear people like, oh, so-and-so, got this substance and it ended up being laced with fentanyl. Now they're dead. Or people getting robbed or... Yeah, I wasn't much of a... I don't know what you're allowed to say on YouTube. I wasn't much of the green leaf fan. I have asthma and any smoking always hurt my lungs. So I was just never a fan. I did like booze, though. That was definitely my... Yeah, you bounce back super fast. But I'm saying, like, the danger that you put yourself in. It really is. It's crazy. And now that I have a kid, I see it. My parents would have fucking went insane if they knew the times I put myself at risk. And that's even twice as bad if you have a daughter. I can only imagine the dangerous positions that, like, teenage or college girls put themselves into, like, at random parties and shit. It's crazy. And, I was lucky. I never had anything too bad happen. I had the brakes beat off me at that frat party. Like, pretty fucking bad, to the point where I almost lost an eye. But that's it. Nothing traumatic, What's up? Let's see more super chats. Tyler Powers, $2 says, who knows? Maybe he'll help the guy out if he talks Toyota. Yes! Who knows? Forgotten taxes. Or taxes, not taxes. Jeez. $5 says, one of my 2 fights from my dad was for me stealing Scotland, Texas town limit sign. Great times. Yeah. That's a big thing when we were like 15. I had a friend whose first name was Brian, and there was a lane. It was called Brian Lane. That was the first sign we took. He was like, oh, I want that sign. It says Brian Lane. We were lame 15-year-olds. We thought that was like outlaw shit. Jess Gerald, member, 17 months, 17 out of 357. We got a long ways to go. Think how many more times Brian Shapiro asked to see my penis by the time we get to 357 months. And then Jess Gerald, you absolute legend. 50 memberships. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, man. How long, Nate? $10 says, okay, Farm Jam was funny as hell. Too busy laughing about methane, they wizard, pharmaceutical cocktails to sleep. Reminds me of the pre-cell phone days. Yeah, man, it was something. I traveled with a band too. I went from Rochester to New Orleans back up to Pennsylvania outside of Pittsburgh for about a month once too. There's some fun stories there too. But I was a little more mature by then. Let's see. Over on Rumble. Thank you guys on Rumble. MT Alex, $5 says video snippets out today will make it harder to defend Swalwell, like you teased. Now I did. I saw a little bit of that, but I'm not trying to defend Eric Swalwell here, so don't take it the wrong way. I just want to say this in general. Yeah, I'm hesitant when I see video footage of someone, a famous person, doing something like that. Are we sure that that's not AI? That's all I'm saying. I'm not doubling down like I must defend Eric Swalwell. Fuck him. If he did shit and if there's video of him being a shitbag, fuck him. But I'm just asking the question. Are we sure it's not AI? Because I don't want to be like, oh, look at this shit. And then have people be like, yeah, you fell for it. You might as well click the phishing link, you dumb fuck. Here we go. Let's see. I think I may have that. Like, here is the video in question. It's only a 4-second clip, which already it's kind of like, This is supposedly him in a hotel with a sex worker. Now, that's not assault in the, like, he's accused of far worse than cheating on his wife with a prostitute. But that certainly speaks, and I think what you're starting to see is, look, there's different levels of this shit, and this is hard to talk about, right? This guy's a fucking creep that's always like creepily hitting on ladies and trying to fuck ladies. That's one thing. And then there is, he raped someone. That's different. The problem is, if you're the former, it makes any accusation to the latter more believable because it's like, well, this guy's a scumbag. He cheated on his wife. And so you have all these like staffers coming out like, oh, this fucking guy's a creep. He's always making passes at me and shit like that. Does that mean that the woman's story that was like, he drugged me, or she's implying that he drugged her and then raped her, does that mean that's true? Not necessarily. The other thing is, and I didn't realize this last night, it is so funny that the Democrats are calling for him to drop out of the gubernatorial race. There is a fear, though I don't think it would have went this way, but there is a fear. The way that the California governor's race works is this. The top two candidates end up facing each other on the ballot. Right now, the top two, because there's a litany of Democrats, were Republicans. So like as of like a week ago, if that would have been the deadline for the election, it would have been a Republican versus a Republican in California for governor, which is insane. So the field needs to be winnowed for the Democrats. You basically have Katie Ford and Swalwell competing against these two Republicans plus all these other Democrats. So the Democrats come out in mass and they're like, drop out of the governor's race. But none of them called for him to resign from Congress. In other words, the issue that helped them politically, Swalwell withdrawing from the governor's race, they were for. The one that would have hurt them politically, Swalwell resigning from Congress, they didn't have an opinion on. If he's not fit to be governor, why would he be fit to be a congressman? Now, if your take is a Democrat, I'm going to wait until all the facts come out, that's defensible. But I don't understand how your take could be, no, he should resign from the governor's race for ethical reasons, but not from Congress. As far as this, I mean, does anyone have any opinions? Could this be AI? It looks real, but I don't know. And even if that's not AI, we are fast approaching where shit like that's going to get released. Someone's going to get accused of something, and then someone else is going to release something on social media and be like, here's video of them with that same chick in a bikini smacking her ass. And everybody's going to be like, well, there it is. There's the proof. And it's going to be AI. Yes, of course, then there's Swalwell's own language on these issues where he's, oh, believe all women and blah, 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 blah. The things that are suspicious about this clip is that it's only 4 seconds. That's suspicious. But there you go. I'm just trying to call it like I see it. The woman's story about, I'm sorry, the woman's story that was basically like, oh, I hooked up with him, but then I got upset. And then now that looking back on it, that one night I got drunk and blacked out. And I think that he had intercourse with me that I was blacked out. I don't know. I'm not saying he wasn't a creep. Maybe he did drug her. And if so, fuck him. Throw the book at him, right? But it definitely seems like this dude was known to be at least he's being accused, let's be fair, of being a serial adulterer who was a menace to women that worked around him. And the Democrats were okay with it because he was on the right team. He was attacking Trump. Then as soon as he becomes a liability, oh, fuck him. Werbs over on Rumble. $5 says, when I was a kid, we kept changing the street signs from Jamaica to Jamaica until the city gave up and just changed the name of the street. Oh, what a victory! Nice. One for the hoodlums. I like it. Our good friend DPG Thing, Jungle, says, towards your Nigerian collaboration fund. Thank you for the 20. He says, I see you're going to keep clicking and paying. So I'm sure when I send you this link, you'll be paying me this 20 back with interest, right? Only if you agree to do an interview. And then How Long Nate, $5 says, I lost an entire summer to E when pagers were the jam. Okay. I never did that, so. But, yeah, but to be fair, I spent most of my day dealing with Nigerian hackers trying to get my account back, so I didn't read a lot of the news. So as far as negotiations towards Iran, I don't know. This is Jim Bob put this out. Now that I got my X account back and I'm following people. Jim Bob puts this out. He's like, there's something really off about Brian Shapiro. This is apparently a message that Brian Shapiro sent Jim Bob on March 16th, and it just says, hey, fuckface, why don't you come on my show and melt my mind, you imbecile? And Jim Bob was just like, oh, hey, Brian, I didn't see this. There is something wrong with that guy. There really is. And remember, his big criticism was like, I can't stand people that are rude, that are overly rude. Wow, my X account. It's back. Yeah, I don't know. And it's like he's gone at everyone with that same level I mean, I'm the only one I know that has he's asked to see his penis. That I do know. I hold that dubious distinction. Is Wade Boggs here? Wade, are you here? Now, Wade is a great dude. There he is. There's Wade. He's here. Wade really supports my channel a lot. I very much appreciate him. But he also tortures me. So he'll send money in to play these whip songs, etc. And it kind of drives me a little insane. And maybe it fucks with my mind. And then I click weird phishing links and lose my X channel. But that's okay. So I thought I wanted to do something a little nice for Wade. Seeing as how he's so generous in his support of my channel. Now, Wade's a bit bashful and didn't tell you that actually he has started to call into other shows. Thanks, Wade. I appreciate you too. So Wade started to call in to other shows, and I know he didn't want to advertise it, but I thought I have a little bit of a bigger platform, and I would be more than happy to sort of, promote Wade's clip here. So I don't know the name of this lady's show, but Wade actually, for the first time, came on camera with his very fancy glasses and talked about issues that are important to him. So I wanted to show that for the great Wade Boggs and all the times he's played the whip song for me. The debut, if you guys haven't seen of you're about to see Wade here. You ready?
So you have a micro.
Yes.
So how big is it in inches, soft and then hard?
Soft, I would say about 0 to 5 or 0.5 inches. And then hard is about 3 to 3.5 inches.
Yeah, because when you sent the picture, I mean, it wasn't like sort of there.
Inverted.
When did you realize it was smaller than average?
For the first huge portion of your life, you don't really have anything to compare it to. Growing up, I was like, oh yeah, I'm packing a hog right now. It was a partner that I had in college, and yeah, we hooked up, and I left that going like, oh yeah, no, I've got some schmeat going on. Then the next day, I overheard her around the corner talking about me. She's like, yeah, and Nathan's is so fucking small. For a moment, it just shattered everything, and for a second, I was hurt. But then the kink was born right then in that moment. Since then, I've been embracing that.
I think that's an amazing story. First off, I like how he used the name Nathan to hide that his real name is Wade Boggs, which we all know that is his real name, Wade Boggs. I think good for you, Wade. Embrace it, Embrace. Now, I just want to say, anybody who watches, if I do the extravaganza Monday, I will be making that same joke at Mr. E's expense. Just so we're all clear. So don't be like, here we go, Rob's Rehab. I fucking had that queued up since Thursday to use at Mr. E's expense. And the son of a bitch, we didn't have the extravaganza for Thursday or Friday. And I was like, I can't wait any longer. I have to accuse someone of having a micro penis. Now, you might be saying, wait a minute, what's a serious political commentator like robnoerr talking about micro penis for? Is he gay? No, I'm not gay. Megyn Kelly says Mike Levine has a micro penis, so I figured why not? That's how you build up the big audience. It's either that or mispronounce words and claim that you're a time traveler at X-Men that knows Erica Kirk had Egyptian planes flying overhead. One of these ways I'll build up a big audience. Wade says, I don't mind being alienated. Yeah, I wondered the same thing. She accused Mark Levine of having a micro penis. It's like some Fox News Christmas party stories we're unaware of, Megan? What's going on there? And then he shot back with basically you blow a bunch of tits. It's really funny because that is how we talk. That's how me and my friends would talk. But now that finds its way into the national discourse, oh yeah, you got a small dick. How about that, buddy? It's like, ooh. And that's just like, I can't wait. I feel like we're 10 years away from like an international summit. You know, like President Xi, President Putin, and whoever the fuck, you know, JD Vance or fucking President Pete Buttigieg. Like, oh, I just want to say, Mr. Putin, I want to get it on the record that you have a small penis. Like, we all understand that, right? We understand. And then Putin's going to be like, you know about penis, Buttigieg. Oh, Buttigieg, huh? Fuck it, right? Let's when they go low, we go lower. It's going to, international diplomacy decided by dick joke. You know? We used to send out, you know, armies would send out their best warrior and they would battle, and whichever warrior won. Now we'll just send out our best insult comics, you know. We're doing some 8 Mile shit. Boom, 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 boom. Mom spaghetti. Bam, bam, fuck Putin G. Yeah. Pretty good, right? I feel like I could be a, what do they call those? Insult rappers? I feel like I could be an insult rapper. I'd be good at it. I feel like I have the right temperament. Battle rapper. Yeah, that even sounds like more anime. Yeah, battle raps, Firm of Word Wars, yeah. You don't know about Mom Spaghetti? Mom Spaghetti! Seen the Yeti! President G sucks, Putin sucks, and everybody sucks. You better let it go! Right? I remember, I saw that movie a long time ago. I feel like I'd nail it. I'm like a whiter version of Eminem, I feel. Yeah, robnoerr. Yeah. Honestly, I've seen some of those battle rappers, like, for real, and some of them are very clever. Like, I was like, hot damn. Have an add-on battle rap show called Upsetty Spaghetti. Yeah. Maybe we'll set that up. I'll set up a battle rap with someone. Right here online. Yeah, for some reason today, my son told my wife's parents that people used to call me Old Joe Windy Pants. Now, that's news to me. I don't know who my son's hanging out with, because I've never heard anyone in my life call me Old Joe Windy Pants. But he's convinced. He sounded very, very sincere that he had heard someone call me Old Joe Windy Pants. I was like, oh, I rolled with it. I was like, of course. Of course. Is that a fart joke? I didn't see it that way. My son's scathing. He's upset because we did not win the claw machine at Perkins today. Went out to Perkins for pancakes. He did not win the claw machine. And he got pancakes with rainbow sprinkles on, but they also put whipped cream. He didn't want the whipped cream. He just wanted the sprinkles. So we had to carefully take the whipped cream off. I don't know if I have gas often. Probably slightly more than the average person. Is that fair? Yeah, the claw machine, horseshit. It's absolute horseshit. I feel bad for the people that tuned in tonight. Like, oh, I wonder what Rob's take on the random political story of the day is. Oh, sorry. I get all fired up about Iranian. Look, sometimes you need a break from the politics, if I'm honest. I feel that. Danny, you feel that way? Sometimes it just feels like you're like, oh, fuck, another story. Like, did I see that Trump just came out and endorsed, like, Lindsey Graham? And it's like, oh, I'm going to take a day off. Like, my goodness. Nigerian rap battle? I'll see. Maybe this dude will be down for a rap battle, you know? But, you know what I was thinking of? It just hit me because my wife's like, you're paying this guy that hacked your channel, and then you're going to do an interview with him, and said that if you get super chats, you'll send $50 his way. And she's like, what the hell's wrong with you? And then I briefly thought of a song. Do you guys remember the song Float On by Modest Mouse? I couldn't remember the lyric to the second verse. I just remember it was, the fake something took every last dime with that scam. It was worth it just to learn some sleight of hand. And I was like, does he say that fake Nigerian took every last dime with that scam? But he says Jamaican. It's fake Jamaican. I was like, oh shit. If it would have said fake Nigerian, that's it. That's basically what I'm going through. I'm like, fuck it. You know, all right, took my money, but it's worth it to learn some sleight of hand. You know, that's sort of how I feel. Yeah, my wife as a banker was not a fan of contacting the Nigerians. I've set up 2-factor authentication on my YouTube. We're hoping. Yeah, the Nigerians weren't. When was Modest? When was that song? Shit, that was like what, 2004? When did that song come? I'm interested now. Anybody have a guess when the song Float On came out? I'm guessing 2004. What? Oh, I was right. Also, there's a band called The Floaters that released an R&B hit called Float On in June 77. I was like, what? But no, Modest Mouse released their song Float On March 8th, 2004. I can't believe I nailed it. March 8th, 2004. Oh my, holy shit. Pretty good. There's a list of songs like that that's like, yeah, fuck it, things will work out. And Float On's good. Of course, Don't Worry, Be Happy, all-time classic. I remember it blew my mind when I was probably like 28 years old when I realized there's no instruments in the song Don't Worry, Be Happy. Fucking blew my mind. I was like, oh yeah, it is all that dude's voice. What is it, Bobby McFerrin? Is that his name? But you know the song I'm talking about, right? All the little, it sounds like, just as a youngster listening to it, it sounded like instruments, but no, when you go back, you're like, oh yeah, it is just that guy whistling and making sounds with his mouth. Good song. I still remember as a kid, the video for that song had Robin Williams in it. It's a funny video. And then Paul Simon, You Could Call Me Al, had Chevy Chase in the video. It was a big thing for a while. And then Dennis Miller was in the video for My Mind Set on You by George Harrison. There was like a thing with putting these like comedians in music videos. I don't know what it was. Yeah, it's like Bobby McFerrin, beatbox. Yeah, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Pretty good. A good song. A good message. I stand behind that message. Really? Is that true? Robin Williams was Bobby's neighbor? Which video was the Batman villain dancing in? I don't know. One of my favorite like celebrity cameo, not really celebrity. Have you ever heard the song Hellraiser by Motorhead? for the movie Hellraiser, one of the Hellraiser movies. But Lemmy's just sitting at a poker table playing poker against Pinhead. Like, he don't give a fuck. Lemmy's badass. Here's this like demon from hell. Lemmy's just throwing down fucking ace of spades. He don't give a shit. Amazing. Lemmy was the shit. Oh, Christopher Walken. He was in the song Weapon of Choice. It was just him dancing around. And that's fuck, who sings that? Oh shit. Someone's gonna know it. But the name of the song's Weapon of Choice. What the fuck was that guy's name? He also said he had a bunch of songs. No one knows. No one in the audience knows who sings that. Oh man, am I gonna dredge it up before someone else? Oh yeah, that's it. Moby. Was it Moby? Yeah, you're probably right. Christopher Walken was in an Oingo Boingo video? Now, I only know Oingo Boingo from one song, and that's Weird Science, from the movie Weird Science. Michael Jackson was in the music video for Thriller? No way. Yeah, it was Fatboy Slim. That's right. It wasn't Moby. It's Fatboy Slim. He sang the Funk Soul Brothers song. That. Look at that. Tech the Drifter coming through. Yeah, see? Renat gets it as well. It's weird that music videos used to be the shit, right? And that's like maybe the latter, like sort of the heyday of good music, or the end of good music videos. 80s music videos are amazing. Oh, Chief Wahoo coming in. Oh, Fat kept getting censored. Check out the Rumble chat. You got her. Oh, look at this. Jungle over, DPG over on Rumble. $20 is silly me. I just found your Rumble. Time to go to crazy in my dear Nigeria. Time to go crazy in the Nigerian scammer voice. And then gifts 50 subs over on Rumble. Hurry up, get over there. There's not 50 people. Ah, well, they're probably just about everyone got gifted a membership at this point that was over there. Boom. Thank you so much, Jungle. And then over here, Jungle, well, we got more. Jungle says, guys, like the video. Open a tab, check in on the Rumble side. It's very colorful. Thanks for the $5, man. Thank you for everything. Buddha Customs, $5 says, did you see NASA say this will be the first time they had people on the moon in a press conference? No. That's interesting. I'm sure it was just a slip of the tongue. Adam Adamant, $5 says, didn't LBJ constantly whip out Jumbo for foreign dignitaries and reporters? That's the word. The word is he used to take his willy out and slap it on the table. That was one of the stories. He also apparently used to like constantly talk to his staff on the shitter while he was taking a shit with the door open. It was apparently something else that they did. Also allegedly said, I'll have these N-words voting Democrat for the next 50 years. So he is king. Thank you so much for the 5, man. Really appreciate it. Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, I mean, that was my favorite part of the Beavis and Butthead shows. Right, when they would do the music videos, it was the best. And a lot of times when you go back, like if you buy or find places that are streaming the Beavis and Butthead videos, they take out that section a lot of times. But my friend somehow got his hand on like the entire original Beavis and Butthead set with the music videos in them. So, what's up, LD? Stupid emails. Yeah, Hank Hill did come from Beavis and Butthead, yeah. You know, that was a show I was never really into when it was on King of the Hill. And now as an adult, I go back and watch it, and I'm actually a big fan. King of the Hill's like unabashedly like pro redneck conservative American. Like, it's definitely poking fun, but it's poking fun from a place like, yeah, these guys are right though. Like, it's kind of really amazing how subversive it is. Because at an initial viewing, you're like, oh, look at these quirky, like, conservative redneck characters. But then when you watch, you realize, like, oh, they're right. They really are right. They're the most endearing characters, right? The other, it's really, I think it's really amazing. It's a great show. Listen, Jungle just told me if you go over to Rumble, my Rumble channel's Normal America. All you got to do is type in the Rumble chat and it will give out. There's still like 40 gifted memberships to give out over there. So if you're watching on Rumble right now, just type "what's up" or something like that. Or go over there. Just so you know. Get yourself free membership. And the Great Wade Boggs. 20 memberships. Thank you so much. Even after I accused you of doing a video saying you have a micro penis. Amazing. Beavis and Butthead 24-hour watch party. I don't know. Yeah, King of the Hill, I didn't get into much as a kid, but going back and rewatching it. Yeah, Hank sort of, there were parts of Hank that reminded me of my dad as well. Yeah, it's Hank. It's the character of Hank. I don't know that they call him Hank Hill, but it's the same guy. They just, Mike Judge just decided to make a show based on him. Wait, give himself a membership. Yes. Well, if you missed out on the membership, remember, go over to Rumble. Jungle says if you type in Rumble, it'll start gifting out the memberships. I'm not sure how it works, to be honest. See, Dan Vicious got it. He says Rob is good. There we go. Now I think it's giving him out. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, quit walking off of my camper, boy. Thanks, wife. She doesn't mean it. Oh, it was Tom Anderson's the character. All right, well. I saw an episode of King of the Hill where one of the dudes from ZZ Top is like Hank's cousin. It was a pretty funny episode. Red Foreman from that 70s show, yeah. You know, I'll be honest, I like the character of Red, but I never really watched that show. That's like Nick Offerman's character in Parks and Rec. I've never really watched Parks and Rec. My wife likes the show. But I see parts with Nick Offerman's character who's like a libertarian, and he's very funny. So I don't know that I would like the rest of the show that much, but I like that character, you know. Yeah, my wife liked Parks and Rec. Chris Pratt, a little chubbier on that show. Check my messages here. Yeah, and it'll apparently a Rumble membership will take away ads for a month. And as you type, you'll get the gifted membership until they're all gone. So I did know that. I knew that bit of trivia. Frank Beard's the only member of ZZ Top without a beard. I do believe that ZZ Top holds the record for the longest continuing touring band with the same members. Now the one dude has passed away, but I mean they went for like 50 years or something. Imagine that, touring with the same dudes month in, month out. I'm sure they took some breaks here and there, but oh, Jungle dropping more subs. Another 50. You guys got to get over it. There's only 92 people watching on Rumble right now, and Jungle's gifted 100 memberships. All you got to do is go over there. It's Normal America and type, and you'll get your membership until they run out. It'll take away ads for the entire month. Yeah, you're right, Gremlin. The ZZ Top episode's great, where Hank's trying to raise Bobby with good morals. Yeah. I never got to see ZZ Top live. I would have loved to. I'm a fan for sure. ZZ Top's kind of wild too. They seem like, I remember growing up, it was like, they're not too edgy. And then you listen to some of the lyrics of their song. It's like, so wait a minute, they didn't go to the jewelry store and buy a necklace for that lady? Oh. I did not pick that up as a youngster listening to ZZ Top. I just thought they were very nice to their girlfriend and her jewelry preferences. I do like the meme with, is it Peggy's dad? Where he's like racist against Mr. What's his name? It's one of my favorite memes. Let's see if I can find it. This meme. This is one of my favorites. Like, he's shocked at how good of a racist he is. He knew he was from Laos. It is true, It's like, it's like a real racist gets to know your culture. This is pretty good. Oh, shit. Oh, people still getting memberships over there in Rumble? Hell yeah. Plus, you could use bigger curse words over there and, shit like that. That's a great meme. And then I saw someone post, it was like clearly a black guy. He's like, I was in college and there's this dude that was giving me shit, was making like clicking noises, this white guy being a racist. And he's like, I went up to him and was like, shut the fuck up. You have no idea about my culture or where I come from. And he's like, you're probably Eritrean. He's like, I am. He's like, damn, that's some impressive racism. Like, you're from Eritrea. It's like, okay, you got me. Yes, this was streamed 4 days ago. You got me. Oh, see, now the Rumblers are getting into the spirit of it. Yeah, nice. Certain words I can't repeat on stream. Cameron, thanks so much. Cameron Michael, 10 pounds. Thanks. Says, hey, Rob. I think you're a kind, intelligent dude, and cheers, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. We're live, Wade. I'm doing a very good job of guessing what the chat's saying. How about that? It would be more impressive if I wasn't live. Paidson, $1. Says Brian Shapiro is a bad word. More bad words. Destiny, bad words. Thank you for the $1. Mm-hmm. Words I shouldn't say while streaming on other platforms. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Someone should super chat to test the theory. It could be. This could be. I haven't held 3 fingers up to my face. I won't do that. Oh, those crafty ass Nigerians. There were some words that started with the letter F, letter C, letter. There was a lot of words starting with a lot of letters over there. Lots of bad words. The Rumble people, they're on it. They're taking care of business. All right, now listen. Tomorrow, we will be doing around 10 p.m. We'll be doing the next episode of I'm Speaking Now, where I'll read you a story of Black women sharing their truth in 101 stories of love, courage, and hope. Now, there's 101 stories. Someone give me a random the first $10 over super chat with a number between 1 and 101. We will pick that story. If it happens to be one of the 3 stories we've already read, we will pick the next one following it. So first $10 super chat with the number between 1 and 101. I think, yes, there's 101. And not a lot of pages for... Shh. No, that's really the title. I'm Speaking Now. $3 at Ollie's. $2.99. I would have paid $50. So instead I paid the Nigerian $50 to get my channel back. I'm only out $3. That's right. I'm not adding the Rumble No-Nos to the YouTube bar. That's right. Page 37. Okay. Wade Boggs. $10. Thank you. And goes page 37. 37's going to win it. Thank you so much. Now, Jungle comes in with page 69. Somehow I expected, and believe it or not, 69 is one of the ones we already read. That was the one we read last week. The day I got pulled over by a cop for no reason. So we already did that. But, okay, so it was page 37. You don't mean page, you mean story 37. Okay. I'm not going to read it to you now. But tomorrow's selection will be Finding My Roots. And this is going to be a story by noted author Rachel DeCoste. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The longest one, 5 pages. And here's the little quote. The biggest adventure you could ever take is to live the life of your dreams. Oprah Winfrey. I don't know if this will be a funny one. I did see the word Lenny Kravitz. I will say that you're only one story off from God is a Black Woman. But as it is, story 37. If it's not funny, we'll move on to the next. There we go. I got to start writing down all the ones we read. Oh, Jungle, $100. Says I trump and overshadow with my awesome 77. Maybe we could do 2. Let's see how long 77 is. If you picked another one we already read, it would be quite hilarious. I don't think so, though. I don't think we've read. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. 77 is 1, 2, 3, 4 pages by D.W. McKinney, and it's called Tracks. And its little snippet is, my belief is that communication is the best way to create strong relationships. And that quote is from the Honorable Jada Pinkett Smith. All right. Let's bookmark it. Now that's it. No one else. We're not doing more than 2 stories. So no one send in for more stories. All right. That's for another day. Jada Pinkett Smith. You guys were one off from Total Bangers, too. A wild Will Smith. Oh, Paidson, $10 said 69. We already did 69, but thank you. Bully Dog, $2 says, all hail the whip wheel. We'll get there. I did. I robbed you like a Nigerian. Yes. All right. Let's see. I owe 1, 2.
Hey, Rob, while you were waiting, guess who won Verbal Combat last night?
Did you win? Oh.
Till 5 in the morning.
Your time.
Yeah, 5. No, kicker is I had to be at church in the morning, and I have church tonight. I'm on no sleep right now. I have church we're leaving in 30 minutes.
Take a power nap on the drive.
Yeah, right? It's crazy. But it's awesome. So you're going to be really excited about this. At church today, we got our first icons for Baby Riddick.
Oh, yeah?
So he's got his first, hanging right up. So nice. And I got my first start reading into my books of orthodoxy by Hopco, where I'll be doing doctrine and scripture.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the male version of I'm speaking now.
Nice.
But for males.
I too am speaking. Yeah. Well, that's good. I hope you have a good time at church tonight too. Having said that, we're now on whip wheel time. So here's the deal. We have 2 whip wheels that we owe. 2? Yes. 1, 2. 2 whip wheels that we owe. $100. A singular $100 donation plays a whip wheel song. $150, you could request a specific one. And anytime we get from this point over an even $100 number, plays a song. So $23 will take us to $300. That would be a whip song. If you donated $100 right now, that'd be 1 whip wheel song for the 100 plus 1 for getting us over 300. Them's the rules. I owe 2. I'm trying to raise money here for my war chest of paying Nigerian scammers as they continue to best me. So imagine if he hacked the wheel and put other names on the wheel. Marathon congratulatory. Jungle, $10 says, Avarice owes me his crown. He said he's going to give me his Jess Gerald jacket as collateral until he can pay me in diamond-plated crown jewels. Seems reasonable.
Disavow!
No. Nope. Oh, Wade. And then Wade gives $100 for 2 more whips. So that'll put us to 4 total. After marathon congratulatory. I don't even remember. Like I said, that night we made so many of these, I think I was in like a fugue state. Like Walter White and I don't remember half of these. I don't remember this one. Does anyone remember this piece of shit?
Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way. 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 Left, right, left, right, left. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Left, right. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more. For we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
That was awful. I'll credit Jungle 2 more whip songs for the donos on Rumble as well. So that's 5. But the 50 membership set's only 1 whip song. Electro. I have to wake up and deal with Nigerian scammers, you know? You know? I still think there's memberships available over on Rumble if you type there.
We don't want to go who's the war today, but the Lord of the Last says, nay, 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 we're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where's a whip? There's a way. There's a whip. There's a whip. There's a way. Well, left, right, left. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Whip right, left. There's a whip. Whip right, left. There's a whip. Whip right, left. There's a whip. Left, right, left, right. Da-da. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night, and for we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
Sucks. Yeah, that was great. All right, what do I owe? Fucking, I'll be down to 2, but we had an extra 4, so 4 more. Oh, awful, just awful. What the hell?
I'm never gonna get a Disney whip ever.
slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
Apparently this UFC heavyweight fight was a fucking banger. Looks brutal. All right, 3 more. Pixar.
That's like a close Disney, don't you think?
Someone ripped it off and asked for a Pixar song. I'm sure it sucks. There we go. Oh, I do remember this. It does suck.
Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't wanna go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Left, right, left. Where there's a whip, there's a way. Left, right. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more, for we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
We're having fun. Yay. Oh, that was horrible. These ones have been really bad tonight. Holy shit. Oh, no! Fuck!
Whip. There's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't want to go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says, nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day. All day, all day. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh, 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 oh. Where there's a way, there's a way. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more, for we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war.
All right. We did it. That's it for the evening, I think, folks. Unless there's any more donations. I hope you're all pleased. Good shit. We literally lost 3/4 of the audience. Probably based on that one song alone. 2 more? No. 1 for each $50 membership or 50 memberships. That's 2 for Jungle, 2 for Gerald, 1 for Jungle, 1 for you, and an extra for you for passing 300. That's 7. We have done fucking hell.
What about the Baby Riddick special?
No.
No?
No.
Free the whip wheel.
No. I do owe 2 more.
Strike the prices in these god tariffs.
No. 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 Sucks. Oh, Mr. B, 20 memberships. Thank you, man.
Well, there's a will, there's a way. Well, there's a will, there's a way. We don't want to go to war today, but the Lord of the Lash says nay, nay, nay. We're gonna march all day. All day, all day. Well, there's a will, there's a way. Well, there's a will, there's a way. There's a way, there's a way. Left, right, left, right, left. Well, there's a will, there's a way. Left, right. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more. For we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war. Well, there's a will, there's a way. Well, there's a will, there's a
Whew. 1 more. We're doing it. Let's just not have a really dumb one. Kyle ran him out. Thanks for a buck. Appreciate it. Oh. Now listen, Ben, it will play another Whip Wheel song, but that's not an automatic Disney one. So as of right now, this is the last one unless we get more donos. Light Emo.
There's a way where there's a whip. There's a way.
Oh, fuck. Mangozy!
Don't wanna go to war today.
Yay! Now we got Nico, $2. Thank you so much. Says send $1. Thank you. Achilles sends $2. Proctologist, $2. AJC, $1. Still $5 away. Thank you. And then the great man Gozy over on Rumble, $20 says, just when you think you could limp out the ring, the experimental jazz wolf shows up. That is quite literally one of the worst sounding fucking things I've ever heard in my life. Oh, look at that. Barry Wren, $5. Says my math was right. That'll take us to 400. My audience never lets a cheap one go. Ugh. Well, I hope you're all proud of yourself. No, Disney, something not stupid. Come on. That one doesn't count. It's too short. Everybody gets mad, so we'll just respin it. Come on, nothing stupid. I do not remember Godzilla. Enjoy, maybe.
Where there's a whip, there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't want to go to water day, but the Lord
That is
of
true.
the land says, nay, 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 we're gonna march all day, all day, all day. Where there's a whip, there's a way. 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 Left, right, left, way, left. Where there's a whip, there's a whip. Left, right, left. Where there's a whip, there's a whip. Left, right, left. The crack on the back says we're gonna fight. We're gonna march all day and night and more. For we are the slaves of the Dark Lord's war. A crack on the back says we're gonna fight. Where there's a way. Where there's a way. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
Jim Walsh, thank you, my friend. $5 says, good evening, Rob. Good to finally catch another stream. I am so sorry. This is kind of a me talking about Nigerian hackers stream. So I wish it was a better one for you. We are winding down though. So it's just stupidity at this point. All right, $95 until the next whip song. You'd be further ahead to just donate $100 and get 2. But I'm going to guess that's it. I'm going to guess the audience has had their fun. Tomorrow night we'll be back around 10 p.m. Eastern time for my hit show, I'm Speaking Now. Black women share their truth in 101 stories of love, courage, and hope. The whip's not stupidity to you. To me, it is the bane of my channel. Have we? Yes, and Coach Mim. So, remember, Wednesday will be the interview with the Nigerian hacker that hacked my account. Thursday, no prep debate. So we've got a lot lined up this week. And I am in the process, I've been talking to my editor, Black Elk, we're in the process of lining up some other stuff. I may start hosting debates myself. I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes. I would certainly try to do it on days that the people that are my friends, like Cool Vic or Speakeasy, are not hosting debates. But I might try to do something like that. That is true. These stupid whip songs are what got me the second floor attic. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, I do appreciate all the donations, though. I need to build up a big war chest for when I get hacked so I could pay off the Nigerian hackers. I think it's fun. I'm looking forward to talking to this hacker. I'll be honest. He's an unscrupulous hacker, but he seems kind of like a... He could have fucked me. He could have not sent the password when I sent him the $50. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I didn't think he seemed like the worst person in the world. That's all I'm saying. So, all right. Everybody good? Everybody pleasantly leave me alone with no more whip songs tonight? Let's see if there's anyone to raid. There's got to be someone. Someone's got to be on. Is Andrew streaming? What the hell's he doing? See, I thought, just so you know, wouldn't it have been hilarious if the hacker guy comes on the extravaganza? I think that'd be fucking amazing. But all right, let's see who's on. We're going to raid Emmett. Now, just so you know, the Crucible is streaming. Feel free to go over there. Obviously, big fan of the Crucible. But you're right, Nico. I usually try to raid someone who's a smaller channel. Andrew probably doesn't need the 98 people watching me on YouTube. He's probably got thousands. So feel free to head over there, though. But we will raid Emmett. Emmett was covering my litigation. So maybe he'll be talking about that. Something that I'm not talking about because it's litigation. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate you all, even when I do a random stream like this. So it's going to be a big, fun week of shows, and I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you so much to Avarice. Thank you to my editor, Black Elk. Thank you to my moderators, and particularly Achilles Ware, Naughty Germ, Are We Not Men? Thank you, guys. Thank you to Jungle for all the gifted subs. Thank you to Wade Boggs for all the money for whip songs that he put out. Everyone else that donated, you guys are all great. Thank you to Jess Gerald for the huge amount of memberships that he gave tonight as well. Everyone who didn't donate but just liked the stream, thank you. That watched, that chatted, thank you all. Really appreciate it. I don't know. I think the hacker's going to talk to me. I talked to him on the phone today, so. All right. I'm raiding over to Emmett, but feel free to head to the Crucible if you like. Either one's good by me. Before you go, just take one moment, just 1 minute out of your life, and remember how they assassinated Charlie Kirk, mocked him, continued to mock him, mocked his family. And don't forget what the stakes are. They didn't take him out because he's more radical than you. They took him out because he was effective. And never forget what the stakes will be. So say a prayer for Charlie and for his family. I will see you all tomorrow night around 10 p.m. Eastern. As always, have a good one.
Only in America is it possible to say, you know what, I don't like the way the country is going, and to do something about it. Take that risk. Take that leap of faith. Stay involved. Trust God and act obediently. Romans 12:2 verse. That God will use all things for good for those who love him. It's bigger than you. I want you to remember that. It is bigger than you. It's bigger than me. You are here to make somebody else's life better, the pursuit of liberty and freedom. You know what gives me strength? The hundreds of thousands of you that say, Charlie, keep going.
1 Corinthians 5 and 15. So that's all pretty amazing evidence, not just intra-biblical evidence, but extra-biblical evidence that Jesus Christ was a real person. He lived a perfect life. He was crucified, died, and rose on the third day, and he is Lord and God of